Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This right here is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I do every single Sunday night for the last 76 weeks. I believe it's 76 weeks. We've been doing this show, and during this show, what I attempt to do is to talk about some news and some current events. I want to chat about things that may be top of mind for you and certainly are top of mind for me. We give you a preview of the content that is going to be released from the channel over the course of the this preceding week. I give away a cool slab from our sponsor at Go Collect. I oftentimes give you a preview of the book that will be given away, but one thing is constant. One thing is universal with this live stream, and really honestly with many of my live streams, is that we generally have a really good time. So I want to give a huge shout out to all of the comic book swoldiers that are in the chat right now that are part of this live stream. I absolutely appreciate all of you being part of this journey that we have been on for a very, very long time. So there are lots of things that I want to talk about over the course of this live stream. But I want to start off with just a moment of thanks and a moment of acknowledgement for all of the people out there that are going through some things right now. And we have this whole COVID thing going on, and as we are all in many ways sheltering in place and dealing with that, there are other people out there that are also just dealing with the normal stuff that comes with life, like death and illness and sicknesses and all of this other stuff, paying the bills and unemployment. And this time that we are in right now is a very difficult time in so many ways. And it's just thing after thing after thing, that just kind of layers up there. And so I want to just take a moment to acknowledge that that people are having a tough time. And it's like, if you have an opportunity to encourage someone in your sphere, I definitely want to encourage you to do that, because it is a tough time out there and people are going through a lot of stuff, man, a lot of stuff out there right now. So I wanted to do that because I talk to a lot of people. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, share things with me that they are going through. And you oftentimes don't necessarily know it by looking at the surface, by looking at what they are or are not posting on social media. You don't necessarily know it. Sometimes even if you just, have some cursory exchanges with those people, but they are going through some stuff. And so I would definitely just encourage you to take a moment to extend a hand to the people that are around you, because they may be going through some things that you don't fully appreciate because they don't necessarily share. All right. So there are a lot of things that I want to talk about over the course of this show. But before we get going with those things, I want to actually swing over to the chat to say hello to some comic book swoldiers that are here hanging out. Chuck is here. Connie is here. Matt Woods is here. Jason is in the house. Super honorable nephew. Tina, the Blue Wrench, is in the house. My man Joe, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Goose Fang is here. Scrolling, young Matthew, I see you, brother. How you doing, my friend? What is this? Oliver is in the house. It's good to see you, my friend. Wes is up in here. Pretty fly for a Filipino guy is in the house, as is Quest Dog. Scrolling down, who else do we have in here? Scrolling, Frankie, how you doing? My good friend Connie, how you doing? If there is anybody that is in here for the very first time, if this is your very first live stream, I definitely want to encourage you to post up a comment here in the comment section. Just let me know if this is your first time. Just let me know. Read or die. You should say read comics or die. I'm just change your name, brother. No, read or die. It's good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Let me see what's up in the live stream. There we go. Again, if this is your first time in the live stream, let me know. Let me know. It's good to see all of you guys, man. It has been a very, very fast weekend for me. I will tell you that. I had a very short night one of these nights of the weekend because I stayed up really late doing some editing work, and then I was up at the crack of dawn. And as soon as my head lifted off the pillow, I think it was on Saturday, my wife is like, "You need to take a nap today." And I turned and I said, "Are you telling me to take a nap?" I was like, "Consider it done." But it has been a very, very fast week. So, there's a couple of things we are going to dig into here. One of the very first things that I want to talk about, this is a little bit of a nod for all of the Spider-Man fans that are out there. All of the Spider-Man fans that are out there, Amazing Spider-Man specifically, they are returning to the legacy numbers. They are finally returning back to the legacy numbers. For a little while here, we've been getting on Amazing Spider-Man the current volume, which I think is like volume 5 number, and then down below it they have the legacy number. They are reverting back to the legacy numbers starting the next issue. I think it's the next issue that is going after the one that's about to come out this week. And one after that will be the legacy number. So issue number, I believe 49 is actually going to be the last number that we see before they revert back to legacy. And the legacy number is 850. 850 is going to be the new number. And for issue number 48, I think it is 49. I may be off. Let me read this article. As I just saw the headline, I was like, maybe I got something wrong there. So let's pop this thing open real quick. This is an article from Newsarama. Miles Morales and Ghost Spider swing into Amazing Spider-Man 48 first look. So they actually do a little bit of a look here for this thing. Amazing Spider-Man 48 is the final issue before the series reverts to legacy numbering for Spider-Man 850, which coincides with 49 for the current volume's regular numbering. There we go. Okay, so 48 is the last number, and then I think after 48 it becomes 850. So 850 is going to be the thing, and I guess Spider-Gwen, Miles Morales, Spider-Man are teaming up against the Sin Eater, and you can see one of the scenes here from the book. But again, it's one of those things that they are getting back to legacy numbers, and I will tell you, part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this article mostly is because of this right here. I believe that this is a Mark Bagley cover, and it is just fantastic. It is vanglorious, this great cover from Amazing Spider-Man of Mark Bagley. And I don't know what issue number this is. I don't know if it's 48 or 850. They don't have the number up here, so I'm not quite sure. Let me see if I can tab through it. It may be for 48. It may be for 48, but they released a couple of panels from the comic that are going to be coming out. So I'm guessing it might be the 48 issue. But again, I just thought this was a really cool cover here by the great and talented Mark Bagley. So let me bounce back to the chat here real quick. What is this? ASM 1000 will be epic. Somebody do the math on that. When do we think we'll get to that? Well, like 2022 or 2023 or something like that. We may actually get there to it. But yeah. 1,000 will be an epic issue. No doubt about that one. No doubt about that. I think some people are actually ordering right now on the website. So shout out to all you guys. I get little alerts here on my phone. So shout out to everybody that's actually placing an order right there. That is indeed a tight cover, brother. I mean, and it's, you know, the musculature that is shown in the legs down here, I think is really, really cool. Mark Bagley is such a talented guy. He really is. He really is a talented guy. And there we go. Matthew, thank you, brother, for confirming that this is indeed issue 48. I'll be buying it no matter what, because if it's Amazing Spider-Man, I buy it automatically. So hopefully that's a standard cover. Matthew, do you know if that's a standard cover or is that a variant? Hopefully it's just the standard. So let me scroll down through the comments here. Matthew's doing some quick math over there. He's saying ASM 1000 will be 2023. Hopefully we will all be here together for it, celebrating Donny Cates's takeover of Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, where'd the comment go? Where's the comment? Where's the comment there at High Voltage Mark? There we go. I heard a rumor. I heard a rumor that Donny Cates actually does indeed want to take over Spider-Man. I will not tell you who told me this, but there is a rumor on the streets that Donny would love to take over ASM, and I think many of us would love for him to take over ASM as well. I will tell you, I was misled. I was misled the other day. There was a there was a headline that came out from a news service, from a website, and the headline, the way that it was written, made me feel like they were changing the artist team that is on Amazing Spider-Man. You guys know we talk about that all the time, like anybody but the current people, right? More the writer than the artist. But I read this headline and I was like, oh my goodness, my dreams have come true. They have changed the writer on Amazing Spider-Man. And then I read the article and I was just like, I was so mad because it was such the most clickbaitiest of titles. What they were doing, I think, is that they were coming out with, and I was so mad I didn't fully read the article, but it was like multiple writers are and artist teams are contributing to a couple of books or something like that. It wasn't a true change. They were adding a couple of creators temporarily. And in the way that, again, the headline was written, it made me feel like they were swapping out the current teams. I was not very happy about that. What is this? Almighty Liger King says, I just sent my Ultimate Fallout and Spider-Man 361 to CGC for the Bagley signings. That's what's up, man. There you go. He is indeed one of my favorite Spider-Man artists as well. I think he is an incredibly talented individual that does a solid job with Spider-Man. And so anytime Bagley is drawing something, I mean, even this six panel that I have back there, that is actually the Mark Bagley, what is it, like Every Mutant Ever 6 cover connecting variant. That's what that thing is back there. Love some bags. Almighty Liger King, brother, good luck to you with the grading back there. Hopefully it all goes well. What is this? Thanks, Reggie. ASM 850 just went red ocean. Don't blame me, mister. Don't blame me. Oh man, scrolling down. Cates is the Claremont of the 21st century, man. Don't tell Chris that. Man, do not tell Chris that. I'll tell you that right now. Wait a minute. Have I been watching SDCC at home panels? I have not, man. You know what I was watching while I was almost late for the show? I was in there watching the Todd McFarlane documentary. I was watching the Todd McFarlane documentary, and at one point my wife walks in, she sits down, and I said something to her. She says something to me, and then she looks up and she's like, is that Todd McFarlane? I was like, yes, that's Todd McFarlane. So I could see her reading her book out of the corner of my eye, and then would occasionally look up at the TV to kind of watch Todd McFarlane, which I thought was pretty cool. My wife doesn't do comics, but little by little, she is at least opening her mind to what it is that I really enjoy, which I think is really cool. But no, I have not been watching any of the SDCC stuff. None of it. Not a moment of it. Nothing against it. I just haven't, to be honest. I've been trying to get things back in order after having been away for several days this week. Had to do some things around the house, honeydew items, had to spend some time with the kids, took the kids to the storage facility to get them out of the house a little bit, so huge shout out real quick to my man Kingpin Comics. Dennis hooked me up. He hooked me up this morning. He sent me an image and he was like, for your Apple Watch. And he sent this thing over to me, and it's basically a wallpaper for my Apple Watch, and it is of the logo, the R logo that you guys see in the corner of all of my video thumbnails. And he sent it to me, said what it was for, and I immediately thanked him. And then I was like, man, how do I even put this on my watch? So then I had to Google it. I was like, Google, how do I get this from there to over there? And within like 5 minutes, I had it and had it on my watch. And I showed it to my wife, and she was like, that's actually pretty cool, So shout out to my man Kingpin Comics for hooking me up, man. If you guys are not following him on the Instagram machine, I definitely want to encourage you guys to do it. I think he has like a whole list of these different things that you can actually get for your watch. And I don't know if he's charging for them. I don't know any of that stuff, but I appreciate him hooking me up. And again, if you guys are not following Kingpin on the Instagram machine, I definitely encourage you. Kingpin, if you can drop your screen name in the window here so that people can see that, that'd be cool. Scrolling down through, we try to keep it sexy in here, brother. I'm like surrounded by really awesome art, man. I mean, all around me is just really awesome art that I've been able to get from a couple of subscribers and that kind of stuff. But then over there. That is the Gung Ho issue number 7 original art from Yukio Smith. Yukio Smith, super talented artist, and it is going down. We are dropping the variant here, hopefully really soon. So we spent a little time talking about the legacy numbers for Amazing Spider-Man returning. They are about to release issue number 48. Really cool Mark Bagley cover. And then they are going from issue number 48 to issue number 850, which is the return of the legacy numbers for Amazing Spider-Man. Definitely excited about that. I will tell you, the numbering system for Amazing Spider-Man is just like crazy. They change numbers, they change titles off and on for the entire 5 volumes, and it becomes super chaotic if you're ever trying to put together a complete run. Trust me when I tell you, it is chaos. All right. So the other thing that I wanted to talk with you guys about ever so briefly is the antithesis. The super talented Mark Waid and Neal Adams are actually teaming up on the Fantastic Four. And I believe that this is actually the first time that Neal Adams is actually going to be working on the FF. And I actually had an opportunity to meet him ever so briefly at WonderCon last year. Super nice guy, Neal Adams. But he is going to be working on FF, and he and Mark Waid have kind of teamed up to do some really cool stuff. And so let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. And again, I'm a big fan of pulling my news down from Newsarama. Huge shout out to those guys. I've never had a conversation with them, but they put out really good content. And so I'm a big fan of borrowing and attributing where I can. So these two have actually teamed up to introduce a new character named Antithesis. Will be this. I don't know who the character is, what the character is. I have no clue, but this will be a new character that they are actually introducing to interact with the Silver Surfer and Galactus. And so the way that Neal Adams kind of explained this thing in this little video clip here, there's a little cool video clip that will actually be on the YouTube machine. I'm not going to play it now. But the way that Neal Adams describes it is that what is going to happen in this comic is actually going to change Galen. It is going to change and transform Galactus into something else. And these guys were super cryptic as to what this thing was going to be, but I believe that it's a 4-part story arc. Yeah, so legendary artist Neal Adams joins writer Mark Waid as he returns to the Fantastic Four for Fantastic Four, a 4-issue limited series that marks Adams' first work on the FF in his career. And so I'm definitely excited about this one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Neal Adams. I like Mark Waid, and something that involves the Silver Surfer and Galactus, I'm all for. So I'm actually looking forward to this one. I believe that this first issue, the first issue drops August 26th. So you have a little bit of time. And like I said, it will introduce a new character. I don't know if that new character is in issue 1 or issue 2 or whatever, but it's something to be aware of. I don't know. I'm going to be completely honest whether there's any kind of speculative value here, because it seems like it's going to be a limited series. I don't know if there's a plan for this character to appear anywhere else. I mean, who knows what happens with this stuff, but I at least wanted to flag it for you guys because, again, I like the cosmic stuff. I like Galactus. I like Silver Surfer. I like Neal Adams. So like, hey, let me just flag it for people so that you guys can be aware. All right. So I'm going to pop back to the chat real quick and see what you guys are talking about. Scrolling down. What is this? Anyone know about the annuals in those years? Which annuals? I hope Adams draws the Fantastic Four in the 70s style. You know what? I don't know. From the way that the graphics looked in like the cover, it looks like it's a little bit of a throwback style, to be honest with you. It could be a little bit of a throwback style. So maybe part of my 2020 goals are collecting ASM annuals. What happened to annuals between 2002 and 2000? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I have all of the annuals, but I don't know the years specifically. So I'll have to look at that. I will tell you, brother, that, and as I was just talking about, if you just got here, like the numbering and the naming and all of that kind of stuff for Spider-Man comics, Amazing Spider-Man, is just, it's a hot mess. It really is a hot mess. So the fact that you're finding some kind of gap there, not completely surprised there, but let's talk offline. Send me a message on the Instagram machine and maybe I can help you out. And because the box that contains my Amazing Spider-Man annuals is actually behind the screen right here. So what is Neal Adams drawing? The ever-loving thing, count me in. Yes, indeed. With his baby blues, brother. Oh, my goodness. If you guys have not seen my strange and quirky Heralds of Galactus video, you may want to check it out. It involved, in my opinion, it was a product endorsement for the Hostess company. I'm going to be honest with you. There was Twinkies. A world full of Twinkies. There was a planet of Twinkies. I think somebody got paid from the Hostess company back in the day. That's all I'm saying to you. What is this? Marvel needs to return X-Men. You know, man, I think the thing is, you know, Marvel did that whole, what was it? Marvel Comics 1000, right? And that was a little bit of a gimmick. That the Marvel 1000, you know, I think it was a cool thing that they did where they had all of these different writer teams come together and basically, you know, do a page here and there, right, for this story that went over 80 years of time. It was fine. It was fine. It was a gimmick, but it was fine. But they did it because of what DC had done with, I think, Superman and also Batman reaching 1,000 issues. And so I think that there is something to be said for maintaining the legacy numbers so that you can actually hit milestones like that, right? I understand why they changed the numbering, because everybody wants a number one, right? Everybody wants a number one issue, low number issue. So that's part of the reason why they do it, is because of us as collectors and human nature is I want to be at the start. I want to get the number one, right? So that's part of it. But there is something also to be said for adhering to the traditions, adhering to those legacy numbers and rolling all the way through. So we will see. We will see. Sounds like a new Herald. Could be. It could be. It could be. I mean, technically it would be a herald of a herald. And I don't even know if you guys are reading the current Thor, right? It could be a herald of a heralds. But basically what Neal Adams is saying is that, you know, to me, the way that it reads is that it won't be a herald. That's my feeling. My feeling is that this is somebody that potentially is going to give Galactus a run for his money and be a fly in the ointment. That's kind of the way that it reads to me, but I could be completely wrong. Watch the interview. Watch the interview with Mark Waid and Neal Adams and tell me what you think. So, scrolling up through the comments here, I'm excited about the Waid Neal team up on the FF. It should be good, man. I'm actually very excited about that. Marvel loves a relaunch so they can crank out those numbers. Here you go, right there. So you know what was funny is that speaking of Spider-Man and reboots and number ones, and to the point that I was just making, I was literally just watching Todd McFarlane in the room, and basically what was happening is Todd McFarlane was working on Amazing Spider-Man. He wanted to write, they wouldn't let him write, so he quit. And they basically were like, "Hey, whoa, we have 3 titles right now. How about we add another? It'll be a number one. You can do the artwork and you can do the storytelling." That's why that number one was created, right? But I think that there is something to be said again for those legacy numbers, right? They do the number ones because there are some financial rewards associated with that. And it also gives you an ability to reward your artist as well. So scrolling down through the comments, let me see where else Amazing Spider-Man. What is this? Legacy 852, ASM 1, 853. There we go. Somebody's Crypt Keeper in the house. How you doing, brother? Let me see what the Herald will be named. Oh my goodness, you are hilarious. How about that CGC visit? Yeah, we may talk about that. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to flag for you guys, and then somebody remind me, maybe we will talk about the CGC visit ever so briefly. The last thing that I want to share with you is something that came to me from Grandway Comics. Grandway Comics is a publisher that I had never heard of before. But they reached out to me. They reached out to me and they sent, I think they're Canadian, eh? They sent over to me some digital files of several of their comics. And I took some time earlier today and started reading some of the comics to kind of familiarize myself with their comics. And I was entertained. And it appears that they don't print comics. They are all digital. So they do digital publishing of comics. I believe that they're out of Canada. And the writing, the artwork, the coloring, the lettering is all really well done. I'm going to be honest. It is all really well done. And it harkens back for me to some of the Silver Age type of writing and art. That was the feel for me as I read this comic. Actually, I read almost like 3 comics. The feeling was that it was very familiar to me. It seemed like to me that they were attempting to channel what Marvel used to be. And I don't mean that in a bad way or a good way. It's just an observation. But it was interesting. It was an interesting kind of read. And I actually want to show, hopefully it's okay that I actually show these screen grabs. I'm actually going to show you guys a couple of things from Space Cowboy issue number 1. So it's the Space Cowboy and the Trumpeteers. And this is from Grandway Comics. And just the look of this cover right here, in my opinion, it feels to me like a little bit of a throwback type of comic. You know, it feels like a little bit of a throwback, but I will also tell you, do you know what it feels like to me? It feels a little bit like Jack Kirby. Look at the hand, and then look at this hand, how they're being, you know, it's larger than his head. It's larger than life, if you will. It's like thrust out in front of him. It feels very Kirby-like to me. The writing feels a little Stan Lee-ish, a little over the top. You know, there's definitely an editorial tone here that they're actually doing. They have these quirky characters. As soon as I saw the guy with the afro, I was like, man, I think I'm actually on board with this one. But then I see this massive baby head over here. And the character's name is Babyhead. And I was like, oh my goodness, he has a massive dome and an awesome name being Babyhead. But this thing was fun, man. So shout out to Jeff Knott and Derek for doing some really cool stuff. Babyhead is not an attractive child. He is not an attractive child, not in any way, shape, or form. But within like the first 2 pages here, they actually introduce us to all the villains and give us a feel for who they are, which I think is really cool. So it's actually a pretty cool read. And again, look at this. This to me, it feels Kirby-like to me. You know, there's no Kirby crackle, but there is an energy, if you will, to the panels that I rather enjoy. And then there was this moment right here. Where Stan Lee and Jack Kirby are sitting together in the middle of a park having a conversation, spider sense going off. It was very, very fun. And one of the things that I will tell you about this, that actually looks like Spider-Man back there, Peter Parker. One of the things that I will tell you about this is that, and this is part of the reason why I bring it up because of what someone just said, it almost feels like this is actually set back in the day, almost like the 70s, if you will, with like the tone and the texture of what they talk about. And I think somebody was just making the point about Neal Adams, but this is a little bit of a throwback, in my opinion, type of comic book. And I enjoyed it. I read issue number 1. I'm partly through issue number 2. They sent me another book and I ended up reading a few pages of that one. So definitely a cool little thing. I actually want to pop over to their website as well real quick so you guys can see the site. And I think, what is it? It is grandwaycomics.com. And you can see here a couple of the books I read issue 1 and 2 of, almost all of 2 of Space Cowboy. And then I read a little bit of this street fighting man. Street Fighting Man is his name, but yeah, it's actually a pretty cool company. If you guys get a chance, go ahead and check them out there. So shout out to those guys for, again, doing some cool stuff, man, going from a dream to reality and making some magic happen. So, all right, let me go back to the chat here. See what you guys are talking about. Classic yellow covers. I'm telling you, it feels like it is like what Marvel used to be back in the day. And again, not that that's a bad thing. So what is this? Let me see. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Jeremy, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you, my friend. Just got done with your daughter's birthday. She turned 2. Happy birthday to little baby Brown. I hope that you had a very good day. There you go. Scrolling through the comments here. Yeah, that was not a good look for a baby. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If I had a kid that looked like that, I try to get never mind. Let me scroll through the comments here again. If there is something you guys want to check out about, throw it up in all caps. It'll actually help me to see a little bit. The art style was fun. I think that the colors that they were using, they aren't your normal realities color palette. It's a little bit different. Like, it's a fun series, I think. And I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the space cowboy, right? Like the guy flies in space. I don't think he had a mask, but then he was sleeping. He was like taking a nap or like in bed. I'm like, well, if you're a robot, why are you taking a nap? But again, it's just, it was fun. It was, I mean, they had a little bit of, some political stuff in there, just a little bit, some moral stuff in there, just a little bit, but nothing too over the top. Very much to some degree or another, like what Marvel used to do. They used to sprinkle in a little bit of morality and a little bit of this, but then still tell you a fun story at the same time. So those guys, I think, are doing a really good job. They're doing a good job. I like stuff in my hand. I'm a tactile kind of guy. And so I still like paper in my hand, even though I do read a lot digitally. I'm still also like a collector at heart. So I need to look and see whether I can actually get print copies of that stuff as well, because that'd be kind of cool. So scrolling down through the comments here, again, if there's stuff you guys want to talk about, throw it up and all. Oh my goodness, you guys are funny. Oh my goodness, you guys are hilarious. And again, it's one of those things, man. They just sent it to me and was like, hey, here's some stuff for you to check out. They didn't make any crazy requests or anything like that, but it was like, cool. I had a little free time. I decided to read it and was entertained. I was entertained. So all right, let me see. And I actually think the book, I want to say it was like $1.99 Canadian, which is like not that expensive at all. So scrolling through the comments again, if there's things that you guys want to talk about, throw it up in all caps. They call me Bruce, says he's hiring his daughter to scan his collection. Man, I hope you are paying her well, because that is a lot of work. I don't know how big your collection is, brother, but I was actually doing some scanning myself. I'm actually in the process of going through the 100K collection. And what I'm doing is I'm actually filling in gaps in my X-Men run. So I'm actually looking at the books that I've scanned in the CLZ, looking in the bins, trying to find the books that I'm missing and filling in those gaps. And so CLZ is coming in super handy for helping me to kind of keep track of what I have and what I need as I continue to try to, round out these gaps in the run. So hopefully you're paying her well. They call me Bruce. Child labor laws and all that kind of stuff apply, so just make sure you're paying her a good wage, my friend. So scrolling up to the Street Fighting Man, brother, it is hilarious. It is hilarious. Let me tell you. What is it? Oh, that's funny. Cowboy looks like he'll put he actually is a pretty cool character, man. And I know you're just joking, but he actually looks like a pretty cool character. It's like, I'm trying to figure out, like, he has to be super high tech, but I don't know whether the technology is him or whether I don't know if he's been augmented in any way, shape, or form from his people, if you will. So I'm trying to figure this guy out, what his mindset is, and whether everybody is like him, that they can, have all these different powers and stuff like that. So it's just kind of interesting, What is this? By the way, I appreciate the buying collect. Oh, you're welcome, brother. You're welcome. You're welcome. There's a reason. Like a lot of people, I want people to make sure that they understand that if you reach out to me and you ask me a question, and I have a video on that topic, I'm going to engage you in the discussion, but I'm also going to provide you with the link to the video because I create the videos to actually help people, you know? And so like if I'm in the middle of like doing life stuff, like, you know, I was riding a scooter earlier today with my kids, talking to people in between, you know, playing with the kids. And so it's easier for me to say, here's the video, go watch the video. And here's a few other things to think about than to basically recreate the video in a chat. And so hopefully people appreciate and don't get offended by me saying, hey, here's a video, check this one out. It just allows me to help more people that way, right? Because I don't have to get bogged down responding to every single person with customized stuff. It's like, here's video. The video has a ton of great information. And then let me know if you have additional questions that were not answered by the video, right? So, but I'm glad that that was helpful, man. Glad that it was helpful. So, scrolling through the comments here. Did I see the Harley Quinn 75? I did not. I did not see that. I missed that. No, I definitely did not see that one, my friend. Okay, cool. All right. So we've covered all so far on Amazing Spider-Man returning back to legacy numbers. We talked about Mark Waid and Neal Adams teaming up on the FF for a book that is actually dropping August 26th. It's a 4-part series that they're going to be dropping. We talked about Grandway Comics and what they are doing over there. All right. So I want to give you guys a heads up on some of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel. And then maybe we'll talk about CGC. If there's questions that you guys have about CGC, throw it up in all caps so that we can actually talk about it. The guy with the fro is actually a bad guy, and he uses his magical guitar. And I'm paraphrasing, his magical guitar to take over people's minds and to get them to do whatever he wants them to do. But then somehow he can also manipulate matter as well, like moving things around using his magical guitar. Super paraphrasing there. I'm gonna be completely honest. Paraphrasing that to nobody's business. All right. Brother, so here's the thing. I engage because to me, that is the fun of it. Having a one-way dialogue with myself is boring. I would rather like interact with you guys because that's what makes it fun for me, you know? So, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just happy people want to come here to talk about comics. So that's why I do it, you know? So I'm gonna pause. And like I said, if there are things that you guys want to maybe talk about with the CGC visit, if you have questions about that, throw it up in all caps. I will attempt to answer some of those questions. There will be some that I won't get to, especially if I have videos that are going to be coming out. But if you post them up in all caps, I will attempt to answer those questions in just a moment. All right. So let me give you guys a heads up on some of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this coming week. I am going to be doing a haul video, and I haven't yet recorded the haul video, but I will as soon as this live stream is over. I will be recording that and releasing it. There's a couple other videos I have recorded, and I'm going to push those out just a little bit because I want to space out a couple of things. So I am going to be releasing a video this week from an interview that I actually did at CGC. I had an opportunity to sit down with one of the head graders for trading cards. And I asked him a ton of questions about why CGC decided to go into trading cards, what they hope to accomplish. We talked about several different controversial topics, including a few that you guys have actually given me, a few controversial topics that you guys have given me or asked me when I did the previous video announcing the fact that CGC was going into trading cards, into sports cards. I sat down with them. We had a fantastic conversation. I was able to hold a 6-figure card in my hand. I left it. I did not take it. But in this video, you will hear directly from CGC as to why they decided to do what they did. And then you'll also see me play around with the 6-figure card. So definitely stay tuned for that video. And to no surprise, there is also going to be a video in which I share some additional extended footage with you of my discussion with Chris Claremont. I recorded about 3 hours of video with Chris, and there was more content that was not not record it because we actually went off camera and off the record and had a fantastic conversation. But I recorded about 3 hours of content, and I'm editing that down. I will ask you all's forgiveness because we were in a very busy type of situation where we had fans going to cool his signature or to dry up his signature after he signed. There's people handing him books. There's people taking books. There's people boxing books up. There were people in the background. There were security guards. There was phones ringing. It was chaos, but I was very much focused on my conversation with Chris. And so I didn't hear a lot of that stuff. I'm going to be completely honest, but watching the video back, I'm like, ooh, that was kind of loud. But my hope is that you guys will enjoy this video. I'm probably going to release multiple videos because it would be a lot of video if I left it all together. So what I'm trying to do is to compress it and to edit it down so that it can be a concise video where you guys can get in, hear what Chris has to say, and then actually get out. And one of those videos will be released this week, and I think that you guys will enjoy it. Another video that I'm going to be releasing is one where I'm talking about whether comic book creators should have their creativity stifled. And this is actually a video I recorded several weeks ago. I think it was several weeks ago, and I'm finally releasing it now, but it's about stifling comic book creators. It's actually, I think, a fun video, if you will, that is going to be coming out this week. And then I'm also going to be releasing one podcast. So those are the 4 videos that are going to be coming out this week. All right. So let me go back and let me see if I can find the top of the questions about CGC. We'll jump into this real quick, and then we will actually then give away a cool book. So there was a question here. Oh man, there's a lot of questions. So Eddie asked the question, did CGC reach out to you, or did I reach out to them? They actually reached out to me, which was quite the honor that they would actually do that. I actually, at this point, for some reason or another, I have a lot more people that actually reach out to me to ask me to get involved. I don't always say yes to everything. I actually turn down a lot of stuff just because there's a lot that comes at you and you cannot do it all. But thankfully, CGC did reach out to me, and I was able to make some magic happen. So I'm definitely pleased for all of that. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, seeing what else. You are very welcome. You are very welcome. I graded your book, my friend. I graded it and I encapsulated it myself. You are very welcome. I even packaged it up, flew it back to, no, I'm joking, but I'm glad you got your book back. Hopefully you got a good grade on it as well. So scrolling down through the comments again, if there's stuff you want to talk about, throw it up all caps. So what secrets can, so I will tell you that, a couple of things I will tell you is that CGC is actually a lot larger than I thought that it was. Like, I don't know that I had an actual mental picture of CGC. It is a lot larger than I fully appreciated. They have hundreds of employees. It is a massive building with security and gates and all of this kind of stuff. I had an opportunity to tour the entire facility. I was supposed to shoot video of certain parts of the facility. I ended up not shooting video. I'm going to be honest with you. I was so wrapped up in talking to Chris Claremont and engaging with the different people that I was meeting while there that I didn't film. I had an opportunity to hold a card, 6-figure card. I held a coin that was $3 million. I met the owner of CGC. I met one of the VPs. There were several people that actually worked at CGC that actually recognized me from the show, that I was able to interact with those folks. I saw where they press comics, where they grade comics, where they grade coins. I saw the outside of the vault where all the stuff goes at night. I had an opportunity to heat up my food in the microwave in the cafeteria. I mean, I was everywhere. I was everywhere in the facility, and I had a fantastic time. Let me scroll down. Let me keep it going. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I was very much humbled by Chris and his wife. very much humbled by them. We had such a fantastic conversation on a range of topics. Like, we meandered through topics like it was nobody's business. And that's what made the editing so much of a challenge, is because I would ask him a question. He would start talking. Somebody would say something. He would start talking about that. I'd start talking about it. And then 15, 20 minutes later, we come back to the question and then keep it going. We meandered like nobody's business, but I had an amazing time. Now, the question is, did Chris like me? I want to think so. And I have two points that I will make. I was invited to dinner by his wife after the first day. I was invited to dinner, for drinks, that kind of stuff. And then when I finally left to go to the hotel or to the airport, Chris stood up and gave me an elbow bump, because we weren't shaking hands, but he gave me an elbow bump. And to me, that was my sign that he did indeed enjoy the chat that we had. Now, he could have been faking, but I would like to think that he did enjoy the conversation, because I did my research. I did my research on this man like nobody's business, and I was prepared to have that conversation with him. And it was honestly one of the more easier interviews and conversations that I've ever had. And I enjoyed myself. And again, I hope that he did as well. Scrolling down through the comments here. Let me see. We are getting closer and closer to 9,000 subs. 10,000 subs isn't that far away. I think we've added over 500 subscribers in the last 28 days. I think it was like 545 subscribers, which is redunculous. And it is a real testament to, again, the fantastic folks that are here as part of the various chats and stuff that we do. So I want to give a huge shout out to you guys. So let me see, scrolling down. The night is going well, man. The night is going well. Scrolling down through the comments here. I think that may be all of the questions. In regarding to CGC, did you see their pressing and cleaning station? I did. I was actually in the room in which they receive our comics, and I met the people in that room that basically open up the boxes and take the comics out and get them ready. I was in the pressing room where they actually clean and press books. I was in the warehouse where they actually warehouse like equipment and stuff like that. I saw encapsulation of coins. I was supposed to see encapsulation of comics, but we ran out of time. I saw where the graders sit, and actually ran into the head grader for CGC, Matt Nelson. He and I had a great conversation in the middle of the grading floor. I saw a lot of stuff, and I was supposed to see and film and do more. But again, if you have an opportunity to tour facility or sit down with the legend, which one? You go with the legend, and so there you go. But you never know what opportunities may present themselves in the future for me to be able to connect. So scrolling down through the comments here, scroll through the comments here. Some of these comments I'm actually going to skip over. Let me see. Man, I'm gonna tell you, it was very much an honor. Very much an honor. I will tell you that. What is this? Reg, will you do a video with your ASM issues you brought with you? I don't understand the question, Quest Dog. Will I do a video with the issues? I basically took I actually showed you guys on video. I think I took 1, 2, and 4, because 3 is already graded. So you guys actually saw some of that stuff. Scrolling down through the comments here. Any clean and pressing tips from them? No, because I didn't engage them in the actual cleaners and pressers in a conversation, right? I would say that we have a great video here on the channel where I actually interview the head grader, and we actually talk about pressing techniques, because the head grader actually used to own a company that did pressing and cleaning. And so if you Google Regie Collects pressing, or Regie Collects CGC, or Regie Collects interview, you should be able to see my video, which I actually talk about cleaning and pressing comics with the head grader. And so there's a lot of really great tips in there that may actually help you guys. All right. So with that, I'm actually going to move on to give away this book right here. Shout out to Go Collect, our sponsor for the last 76 weeks. We're going to give away a really cool book here, Fantastic Four, issue number 112, 7.5, classic battle cover here between Incredible Hulk and the Thing. And the phrase for this week was rap battle, because I think at the time I was watching a lot of rap battles on the YouTube machine. So I decided to roll with that. Let me answer the Did I ever imagine I'd be doing all of this when I started? No. When I started recording videos in my kitchen years ago, I never envisioned that I would ever be sitting down having a conversation with Chris Claremont, a guy whose comics and writing that I've been reading since I was a child. No, I never saw that. And I think that, I went into all of this stuff in my opinion, with a certain level of humility, just trying to do something that was fun. And it's one of those things that I don't think that I could have planned this. So much of what has happened has been it's been accidental, but on purpose, if that makes sense, right? Like to produce multiple videos over the course of a week for 80 plus weeks, or however long I've been doing this consistently, that takes work. There is a plan there. That is not accidental. But the way that the channel has grown, the way that the community around the channel has grown, the way that I started doing all of this was very much, from a place of humility, and it was very much an organic type of experience. And again, I never saw this. I never saw this coming, and it is one of those things that continues to amaze me to this day. That, like, right now, just a few minutes ago, there were 175 people that are sitting somewhere in the world, in their homes, in their cars, at work, wherever it is, that are part of what we are doing right here. That is a humbling thing. And I hope that regardless of how large the channel grows, I hope to still feel that level of humility. And I will tell you that as a younger person, I did not know humble. I did not do humble very well. And so with a little bit of age, with a lot of mistakes that have been made, with hopefully some maturity, I've maybe put myself in a better position to be able to remain humble despite the successes that may come from the things that I am involved in. That is my goal. That is my endeavor, to maintain that level of humility, regardless of the size that this channel actually gets to. So fingers crossed, and hopefully you guys will keep me honest on that. I know there's a couple of you that will send me a message like, might need to tone it down. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and give away a cool book to one lucky subscriber. So we are actually going to roll our dice here real quick, and we're going to see how many times we're going to have to randomize this list before we can give it away. And of course, we roll 12, because that's what we do here on the channel. We roll really big numbers. That's what we do. All right. So we're going to go ahead and randomize this list a total of 12 times. And then we are going to give away this book to one of you guys. And let me scroll through the names here. Oh, yeah, I went the wrong way. So let's go ahead and scroll through the names. These are all the individuals that were able to successfully enter this week's Go Collect giveaway, in which they actually were able to find the video that contained the phrase, and then the phrase was rap battle. They were able to navigate to the community page and find the link for MailChimp and click on that link and be able to plug in 3 pieces of information. One of them was the phrase, and then the rest was personal information. So these are all the individuals that were able to successfully do that this week. And one of these individuals is going to walk away with a pretty awesome book. So that is a randomization of 1 right there. Here is 2, scrolling down. Here is 3. Here is 4. Here is 5. We are halfway there, people. Bear with me. We like to roll really big numbers here on the channel. What is that? This is 8 right here. That's 9, 10, 11. And the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway is Sin City, you, sir, madam, person, are the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway. You will have 1 week to claim your prize of this Fantastic Four issue number 112. Fantastic cover, but send me an email to Regie at regiecollects.com. I will bundle this book up for you along with this book right here, the exclusive variant from Go Collect, and I will send it out to you. Send me the email to Regie at regiecollects.com, and we will get this all bundled up for you and sent out in a timely fashion. All right. So because we don't want people to walk away empty-handed, we are going to do a little something else. So we've been talking a lot about Chris Claremont. Chris Claremont is a super talented writer who has written things other than comic books. Believe it or not, he has written things other than comics. So here is the question: how many books has Chris Claremont written? Novels. How many novels has Chris Claremont written? If you are in the US and you can answer that question for me, you will get a pack of Wolverine cards sent out to you. That's like my eyes. That's creepy. It's like my eyes right there. Can you guys see that? We will send out to you a pack of these awesome Wolverine cards. So if you can tell me how many books Chris has actually written, and you are the first to comment, you will actually be the winner. All right. How's the pre-order going? Man, I will tell you, man, the pre-order for the Gung Ho variant has been fantastic. It really has been fantastic. We did a little bit of a soft opening with the Patreon members because I wanted to make sure that everything was working correctly. And so the Patreon is like always a safe place for me to do things because they know they're very forgiving if I mess something up. So we did a little bit of a soft opening for about a day or so where Patreon members were able to order their materials. And it's also a thank you to the Patreon members to make sure that they get their copies and all that kind of stuff. But once I did a video, the orders flowed in, man. The response from this community has been overwhelming, and I am beyond pleased about what's going to happen. So now I just need to get the books and start sending books out to you guys. That's my angst. That is my angst that I carry of, did I do it too soon? What happens if something goes wrong? What happens if I need to get the books pressed before they get graded and encapsulated? That means that I'm going to be holding people's money a little bit longer. That's the stuff that I'm going through right now. And I just need everything to work smoothly so that I can start to bundle books up. We are actually going to buy bubble wrap tomorrow. I want to make sure I have plenty of bubble wrap. I have plenty of Gemini shippers and all that kind of stuff. So I am scrolling down through the numbers here to see if I can find a person that actually has hit the number. And I am scrolling, and I'm still not seeing the number yet. I'm not seeing the number of anyone yet that is actually, somebody said 95. No. All right. So I've just spotted the number. I spotted the number 3 times. So now I'm trying to get to the top to see if I see one before that. I see the number 5 times, I think. And I think I'm there. Okay, so I think I have the first person is going to be this guy right here. Rob Snyder, you, sir, are the winner with 9. He has written 9 novels. 9 novels Chris Claremont has actually written. Can anybody name one of the novels? Can someone? No, shoot. No, let's not do that one because I don't know all of them by memory. But Robert, send me a message. Send me an email to Regie at regiecollects.com. Give me your full name, your mailing address, and I will get this thing bundled up to you. All right, bundled up and then sent out to you. Pack of cards coming your way, so make sure you do that. Hopefully tonight, that way I can get it done and out the door. Let's do one more. What was Chris's major in college? What was his major in college? Can anybody tell me that? Let me see. Good one. Good one. Zeke, good night to you, my friend. Good night. Good night. 9 novels. Yep. He crushed it, man. He crushed it. Uh, Coach T just going with the big number. Oh man. What is this? The day I met, man. That's probably not gonna be it. Man, I'm gonna tell you, this dude is, ooh, there you go. 2 brothers. Wait a minute, is that the right one? 2 brothers. Send me an email. Send me an email, brother. Regie at regiecollects.com. Send me that email so I can get that sent out to you. Again, if you guys do this tonight, it will actually help me to get this stuff done. There you go. Scott, how you doing, brother? He posted up. I'm gonna tell you what was cool. What was cool is that when I talked to Chris, we actually talked about we talked about everything. We talked about the X-Men. We talked about the role that the X-Men played. We talked about Gambit. We talked about, his books. We talked about his mother. We talked about so many topics. It was it was an amazing experience for me as a comic book fan, as a YouTuber, to have an opportunity to sit down with this man and just have an amazing conversation, an opportunity to just ask him question after question after question and just listen to his responses. And I will tell you, I don't want to give it all away because I think that a lot of what I would share with you, you're probably going to see and hear in the videos that I'm going to be releasing. At least that's my hope. So you'll be seeing it. Think that I'm going to probably release at least 2 videos. There may be 3, but I need to see how much editing I can actually get done. But yeah, 1 will be coming out this week. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for that. So what was the question that I asked? Oh yeah, we already did that. We did the acting thing. It wasn't, I can't remember. 2 brothers got that one. All right. So we are going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to give away these 2 packs of cards. I would definitely encourage you guys to stay tuned because I actually have a whole box of Wolverine cards that I'll be giving away. Shout out to Comic Collection Agency, who hooks me up with not just these cards, but also those Jack Kirby cards that I was giving away for like weeks and months upon end. But yeah, he hooks me up with these. So I'm actually going to be continuing to give these things away. I've already given away, I want to say like 7 or 8 packets already on Instagram. I did something on Instagram yesterday where I asked people to post up and tag me what Wolverine's favorite slogan was, right? And so several people did that, did the post, and really artistically in some cases, and I was able to give away a couple of packs of cards. So definitely stay tuned to the channel, stay tuned to the Instagram, stay tuned everywhere, man. So as a reminder, if you guys have not had an opportunity to check out the Regie Collects website, I want to invite you guys over there to the website. We've actually had 50,000 views, which is a lot. I was very surprised when I saw it. It was 50,000 page views, and it's not 50,000 people. It's 50,000 page views. So if some of you just keep hitting the refresh button, I get points for all those points. I'm joking. But 50,000 views. But on the site, there is a ton of stuff there. There are the discount codes from various partners where you can actually save a couple of bucks off of if you want to order something or get a free access to go collect. I do not get paid from all of those things. Some of those things are just true discount codes that I've made available through people. I get nothing off of any of that stuff, just trying to be transparent there. But there is also an opportunity for you to order pre-book your your Gung Ho issue number 7, Regie Collects Virgin variant. We are going to be releasing this thing around August 12th. This is the artwork right back here. There are 3 different versions. There's a raw, there's a blue label, and there's a yellow label. And what has really surprised me from this pre-booking is that the vast majority of people are actually going with the yellow label, which is a little shocking to me. I assume that a lot of people would do the raw book, but a lot of people have actually gone for the yellow label, which I think is really cool. I actually ordered today my pens to be able to sign the books and all that kind of stuff. So that those should be coming here relatively soon. But there are 3 options again: raw, yellow label, and blue label. The yellow label will come with a reader copy, and I may even do a reader copy for the blue label depending upon how many damaged books I get. But that is there. And then a lot of books are actually available for purchase on the website as well. So if you're looking for first appearance of Harley Quinn, there's 2 copies of that up there right now. There are bundles of books, there's slabs, there's raw books, there's single books, there's bundles, there's all kinds of stuff there. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to check out the website, regiecollects.com, when you guys have a moment. All right. With that, I want to thank you all for spending a little bit of your Sunday night with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this show. And if you did, I want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up button. And when this thing gets posted, leave a comment behind so we can mix it up in the comment section. I hope that you all have a fantastic week ahead. Again, there will be videos that are going to be released from the channel, 4 videos Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. And then we're also going to be releasing at least 1 podcast this week that I hope that you all will enjoy. If you need to get a hold of me, you can do it in one of 2 ways. You can do it on Instagram at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to reggie@regiecollects.com. Thank you. Thank you very much. Be well.